morning, dear students. Welcome to our lesson. Today you're going to use all your imagination and creativity because we're going to write a story today. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to plan and write your story and use a variety of linking words and phrases appropriately. So let's get started. I want you to look at these three pictures and answer the questions. What can you see in the pictures? Where are the places? What type of traveler would go there? Would you like to go on holiday to one of those places? Why and why not? Pause the video, think about your answers, and write down your answers. All right, let's check it. Let's have a look at the first picture. In this picture, I can see a car driving through the desert. I think it's probably somewhere in Africa or in Australia. I think an adventurous person would only go there because it's dangerous. And as for me, I wouldn't like to go there on holiday because I don't like when it's too hot outside. Okay, let's move on. Now you're going to read the extracts from 3 different stories and match them to the pictures. Here, I want you to pause the video and read the text for about 3 minutes. Are you ready? Okay, you can start. All right, let's check your answers. The first text about the Australian outback matches the first picture. The text about the motel cafe matches picture number 2. And the last one, a story about the train station in Delhi, matches the last picture. So, have you checked your answers? Do you have everything correct? Wonderful. Let's move on. When you write a story, it's important to use linking words and phrases to make it more coherent. We can divide all these phrases into 4 categories. The first category, the linking words that you can use when you start a story, for example, to begin with, at first, to start with. The second category, to show the sequence of the events, next, later. The third category, to show that 2 events happened at the same time, for example, while, as. And the last category, number 4, the linkers that you can use to end the story, eventually, in the end. So let's go back to our texts. Look at the texts and at the highlighted words. Match these words to their functions. Again, stop the video and complete the exercise. All right, let's check your answers. The first word then goes to the second category because it shows the order of the events. The next word, by the time. You can use the word by the time when you finish your story. Then we have the word that's when. It goes to the third one. After a while, the second category. When goes to the third one. And finally, suddenly goes to the second category. Check your answers. Do you have any mistakes? No, that's wonderful. Now you're going to read the whole story about the Australian outbreak. Read it and complete with the linkings in green. After a while, at first, finally, suddenly, just then. Pause the video and do this exercise for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, let's check your answers. Number 1, at first. 2, after a while. 3, suddenly. 4, just then. And the last one, 5, finally. Okay, we're going to have a look at the last exercise for today. Look through our story once again and put the steps of the writing plan into the correct order. Think about the questions. How do you start your story? What goes in the second paragraph? What about the third paragraph? How do you end your story? Think and put the events into the correct order. We usually start a story by setting a scene. In the first paragraph, you can introduce the main characters, tell your reader where they are and what they are doing in the story. In the main body, it can be the second or the third paragraph, you can describe the events in order they happened. Don't forget to lead to the climax. Climax is the main point of your story. And finally, in the last paragraph, tell us what happened in the end of the story, how characters felt. Now I'd like you to write your own story. Let's summarize what we've learned today. And here are some tips for you. First thing you need to do is to brainstorm for some ideas. Write down your ideas into your copybook. Next, plan your story. You can use the plan we've just discussed. Divide your story into clear paragraphs. Don't forget to use a variety of past tenses. And don't forget about linking words and phrases. Finally, divide your story into clear paragraphs. Don't forget to use a variety of linking words and phrases. And when you're done writing, check your story for grammar, punctuation, and spelling mistakes. That's the end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.